afternoon. What's going on? Happy Friday. TGI to the F. How y'all doing? Good. So today I am talking to Miss Camila Williams. You may better know her as Mila of 702. Mila has some new music out. I want to catch up with her and see what's going on with her and hear about all this new art that she's about to drop on us. Well, actually, she already dropped one single, All Eyes on Me. And if you haven't heard it yet, please check it out. What's going on, Andrew? And Miss Mila is on time. I love that. Hey, beautiful lady.
Hi. Yes, I'm
How
on
you
time
doing?
today. Today I'm on time. Okay. Because usually
Miss
I'm
Camila
good.
Williams, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How about yourself?
Great. I'm great. I cannot complain. We met some years ago. I think it was 2005, and you were on tour with Faith for the First Lady Project. We met in
And then we probably met
Philadelphia.
after that, right? Did I meet you after that?
I've been in the same room with you after that, but we didn't
Okay.
meet again after that.
Okay. Because I
Yeah.
just feel like living in Atlanta, you meet people time and time and time again. I'm like, I'm sure we've met before. Way back in '05, though, I don't remember. Okay.
Okay.
Nice to meet you again.
Again. And before we get started, I just want to shout out to your manager, Mr. Corey Virginia Taylor. Listen, Corey, thank you so much for helping me out with this. I've been wanting to talk to this young lady for a very long time, so thank you.
Oh, thank you. I feel like we've not spoken before.
We have not spoken like this before.
Wow, I could have sworn. Okay, well, honey, you must be familiar because I could have sworn we had an exchange already. Thank you for having me. Thank you for wanting to chat.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, and thank you, Mr.
Absolutely.
Taylor.
So we've established you're doing well. You look well.
But thank you.
Yeah.
I'm good. Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
complain. I am, just coasting through life, trying to make it all make sense. You know?
Let me ask you this. How are you holding up with all this, what's going on with us right now? How are you holding up?
It's a lot of things. Which part of this? You know what I mean? Like, which part are we referring to? It's so much happening in the world every single day.
Yeah.
We are living in what I believe are the last days,
Hmm.
um, if you will. If you're a believer, then you know. But times are different. It feels
Very.
different. The atmosphere is different. The vibe is different. The energy is different. I'm holding up as best as I can. Every day's different, if I'm honest, and some days, you know. Um, a lot of days I wish my mother was still here. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
rough. But because I'm a mother, I have no choice but to keep it all together.
Yeah. And
And it's
so
not
I'm not a dad. I'm a dog dad, but that's
okay.
a little bit different. That's a little bit different.
A little.
And I think that it would probably hit me a lot different if I had a small one to worry about or to think about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my son is not so small anymore. I mean, he's 16, but still, it's like that's forever going to be my baby. And because he's autistic and special needs, I worry even more. And so it's
Hmm.
like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
naturally a worrywart anyway. Like so,
Hmm.
and I'm a perfectionist, and you want everything to be right and well and good and perfect, but it can't be. That's
Yeah.
just not reality. So all we can do is our best. You know what I mean? I show up as
That's
best I
right.
can,
And stay in
and
prayer.
that's it. All day earning. That's it.
All right. So let me get to business.
Yes, sir.
You, for me, you have one of the most unique voices that I've ever heard. It's your tone is just very unique. And I'm sure you've heard that plenty.
Thank you. I do hear unique all the time, so I don't know
Hmm.
what. I'm not certain what to make of unique, but I'll
Hmm.
take it. I've been hearing that my whole career, not my whole life, but definitely since I've been in the industry, people always come to me and say, "You have such a unique voice." And
Yeah.
I know they told Anita Baker that about her. I read somewhere. Um, where she was told her voice was unique, I think by the label at the time that she was signed to when she was in a group, not
Hmm.
Rufus, Chaka Khan, Chapter 8.
Yes.
And, the label told her, well, honey, we not dealing with you no more after the group split. Like, they told her voice was just, she would never make it. You know what I mean? And her voice was just, it was so unique, I guess, that it was too different. And honey, she proved them all wrong, didn't she?
Didn't she though? Didn't she?
you know, um, I'm grateful. I think that maybe means my voice is distinguishable, maybe.
Very,
Um,
very much.
so I know it's different. It always has been, from the tone to the vibrato to just, my Mila isms. I don't know. It's just, it's mine,
So,
and I'm
so were
grateful.
you the little girl with the voice sounding like a grown church woman? Were
Ah,
you her?
no, I was the little girl, with the little girl voice. I think
Really?
I started at 7.
Okay.
You know, that was my first solo, and so when I say little girl voice, I mean I feel like I never had a like powerhouse, strong, boisterous voice,
Hmm.
but it was always so special that, the tonality of it, I guess, was effective. Yet, though it wasn't giving you, powerhouse Aretha Franklin, it definitely gave you, um, I guess, just strength in the fact that there's a subtleness to, um, the intricacies, I guess, of my voice, with
Very
the
good. Yeah.
tone, the tone mixed with the texture and the vibrato. So
Hmm.
that's what I gave you at 7. I don't know what that was, and then that, blossomed thankfully into what it is today.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, they gave me a lot of solos, and so I guess maybe I was sound like a grown woman child, because I was definitely doing the I was doing the leads in the youth choir, and
Hmm.
also the leads in the, the regular adult choir too.
Yeah.
So I had double duty. So so yeah.
So, do you remember your first artistic inspiration? Like, what sparked you to want to have that desire to sing and entertain people?
You know what's interesting, for real, is that I come from a musical family. My entire family, my mother's side especially, like everybody sings. Um, and my father's side, they love music as well and singing as well. But my mother's side, I mean, they sang for real, right? And
Hmm.
so I just grew up around a lot of music. My mother's album collection was fire. My father's album collection, out of control. So I grew up around so much, music, different types of music. Of course, growing up in church, you got the gospel, but my father and my mom both played jazz, and, growing up in Vegas, I grew up on a lot of soft rock and pop,
Mm.
and I just loved music. But then my mom told me that when I was like 2 years old, I would always sing in the back seat, like as a little something. And of course, I don't recall any of that. But she said, "You always sing this song called 'You Can Ring My Bell.'" And I said, "Okay."
And
Uh,
what you know about that, Mila?
I was about to say, she was like, "It didn't know nothing about." Was not supposed to be singing it, and I guess that was my jam. But that was like as a toddler. I wasn't thinking like, "Ooh, I want to be a singer,"
But you know
until
what?
I sang that first solo in church, and that's when it hit me that like, "Oh wow, I'm actually pretty good at this."
I think with Ring My Bell, now that I'm thinking about it, and you being two, it was the highs and the lows in the song.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that because that was up there.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
for sure. It definitely sounds almost like a lullaby, right?
yeah. So I think that people pretty much know the story of you and how you got into 702, because that's of legend. I mean, you guys are legendary.
Oh, thank
And
you.
I want to shout out to Lamisha and
Absolutely, my girl Mish.
yeah. So how you guys doing now, touring and being on the road?
We're good. So right now we're not on an actual tour like last summer.
Hmm.
We did the Queens of R&B tour, but we stay on the road. We are always doing dates, thank God. So we're
Hmm.
still pretty busy, and I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah.
It's just the two of us now. We miss Irish like crazy. It's still very
Hmm.
surreal. I still have to just tell myself she's just on hiatus, because I still really haven't fully received. It's just still weird for both of us. Of course, that's Misha's blood sister, and that's my sister. Um, God, from just high school, we met as kids.
Right.
But because there's just two of us, though, I'm just grateful that we're still able to keep it going in her honor, and we get so much love and reception when we're out there. I mean,
Good.
the people, they just want to sing the songs, honey. They just excited to hear the records. They know every lyric, every word, and it just feels good to be able all these years later to still be able to show up and work smarter, not harder. Because all I do is this right here, honey, and they give it back to me. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong, because I know the people be like, I don't want to come and sing karaoke. I came and paid to hear you sing. So I'm not
Right.
one of those that's just not gonna sing at all. No, be
Right.
clear. Mama enjoys singing live. But it just feels so good to just be like, oh my God, they really know the record
And
still.
can I just say this to you? Your music from the 702 era, and I'm not disparaging any other music, but I'm specifically talking about the 702 era right now, still holds up. Like, that's legendary stuff.
Well, thank
Stilo
you.
still knocks.
I love Stilo. Thank you for saying that because I'm gonna tell you something. I say that all the time. I'm like, yo, Stilo is timeless. Like
Hmm. Hmm.
that track is still it to me. It could come out today. It's something special about Stilo. I love that record. It's the track. It's just so
So
great.
funny story. I'm scrolling through social media like most people do in a little idle time, and I come across this clip. It's like a reel, and I don't know if he's a street person or if he's a crackhead. I don't know what he is, but he starts singing Stilo,
I
right?
think I know what you're talking about.
But he has so much conviction, and he has a nice
Listen,
voice.
he did.
He killed it,
He
and he
did.
made me fall in love with that song all over
All
again.
over again. Yes. May he, I don't know, hopefully may he be well. I hope he's still
Yes.
alive. Well, I saw that as well. And I was just like, wow,
Yeah.
Stilo is special. Then of course, back then, I think Nickelodeon picked it up and we recorded it and changed the lyrics for their show, Cousin
Hmm.
Skeeter and whatnot. And that was the first album. We'll be celebrating 30 years next year. So Stilo came out in 1996.
Wow.
It'll be
Did you
30
ever
years.
consider yourself a child star?
No, I did. And I think because Lamisha and I were 17, 18. Yeah, we literally graduated 12th grade and
Hmm.
then like in May and then Stilo came out in October.
Okay. Okay.
Or the album came out in like October. So I feel like by the time we toured, I think which was with New Edition in 1996, December through 1997, that following year, that or some months after that, I was turning 18. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So
Got you.
I feel like I was kind of growing up, becoming, I guess, because in America, 18, are you considered an adult at 18 or is it 21?
Yes. Yes.
18, right?
18.
And it's at 18. But no, I never considered myself a child star. But as a child, my mother had me in everything. I grew up acting in plays and local things in Las Vegas. I grew up modeling in the malls in Las Vegas, modeling fashion shows in Las Vegas, singing at weddings, lots of weddings as a kid, lots of funerals as a kid, like hired to be behind the curtain singing at the funerals.
Right.
So my mom just had me so active once I sang that first solo and realized it was something I really wanted to do. She was like, well, if you really want to do it, we'll take it seriously. And it was just, that was my thing. I really enjoyed performing and singing, but I wanted also to go to college because I was also very academic and scholastic growing up. I was into school at the time, but then as I got older, honey, I got over it, but I had to keep the grades going. So I still graduated with
Right.
honors, even though I couldn't stand school. And my mama said I got a little boy crazy, and that's why she made me go to the performing arts high school, and that's where I met Misha and Irish. So
Got you.
thank mom, she knew what the deal was.
I think the first time that I saw 702 live, it was on, I'm want to say it was an award show you guys performed, but I will say this, at the end of your performance, you guys did an a cappella portion.
Oh yeah, at the
Do
Soul
you know
Train Awards,
that was a
with
Soul
those
Train
big
Award?
dresses on.
Whoever orchestrated for you guys to do that night,
Yeah,
brilliant.
I
Because
think that was
I'm still
Misha.
thinking about that.
I want to say that was Misha because I know she really used to be heavy with um, kind of dissecting our songs and doing like harmonious parts because
Hmm.
she loves to songwrite, and we would want to just do that from time to time with different songs of ours just to kind of
Hmm.
showcase you know,
Yes,
the harmonic
exactly.
melodies. And so we would do that sometimes in the studio too on some of the songs. Like this wasn't a single, but it was a song that Troy Taylor did. Troy Taylor and Austin, John Tay Austin wrote "Show You My Love," and at the end, we go into this little back and forth banter with different parts. Irish would choose, you know, the line she wanted to do that she came up with on her own. Misha came up with her own, and I came up with my own, and then we would like overlap them, you know.
Mm,
So we'd come up with these counter melodies, overlap them, and kind of. I think, you know, I know Lauryn Hill kind of has that same thing that she does in her music. Tweet does it. You know,
mm-hmm.
it's like these counter harmonies to the melody already, or these counter melodies to these melodies that are already there,
Right,
and
right.
it just fills up the song. So anywho, yeah, we felt like it would be dope to do it live and in person that day.
Yeah, that was
And
brilliant
child,
because
we
it
went for
stuck
it,
with
didn't we?
me all
Well,
these years later, and I still thinking about it.
thank you. We went
Yeah.
up. I remember that we had a time. Like, we had on our little tennis shoes and dresses. We thought we was cute, and and I remember turning in the circle. That's when I was really singing hecka soulful and churchy, boy. And I was like into it. I said, child, I don't know if get it together calls for all of this, but okay. Yes, I'm glad it's memorable though, and that's what those things are about. So
So
that's cool.
during those days, were you able to have fun and enjoy it?
Yeah, absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. You know, of course we had bumps in the road, and of course we had the typical group drama, you know, growing up and still learning ourselves, becoming young adults, becoming young ladies, going
Hmm.
through adolescence, all of that stuff. You know, we missed out on a lot. We didn't get to go to prom. We didn't get to go to the senior trips. You know, we missed out on a lot because we recorded most of my 11th and 12th grade school year. We
Wow.
recorded the first album. And so um, I often tell people, despite um, the drama that we may have endured and gone through, there were more good times than bad. You know what I mean? For
Yeah.
sure. Thank God. And of course, all these years later, that's water under the bridge. So, you know, I
Right.
think most groups go through that though. You go through these moments of just clashing and bumping heads. I think it just comes with the territory, truthfully. Why? I don't know, but it does, you
I
know.
mean, it's not like you're one creature with three heads. You're three different individuals.
Three
Yeah.
different individuals, and you have to be like-minded. You have to be joined at the hip. You have to all agree. And when you are not mature enough to necessarily agree to disagree, then comes the problems, right?
Yeah.
And if you know, it's a lot of dynamics. You know, lots of different dynamics involved. You know, so and when you're already so young, like what do you don't know which way to move. You want to be an individual, then you got the label, then you got management, then you got, you know, other supporters, and then you know, you got producers. It's just a bum rush of all of these different energies and input
Hmm.
and insight. And you're like, I was just hired to sing. That's it. That's all I know. I was just hired to do a job.
And so with all of that, right? One thing that I notice about you is that you're a survivor because even through that and whatever had came your way, you managed to still work. You managed to still keep yourself in the public eye.
I
You still
tried.
managed for your voice to hit our ears at some point, whether it be through you backup singing or your pin game. Tell me about your resilience and having that Phoenix energy. That's what I call it, Phoenix energy.
Wow. You know, honestly, I just did not want to move back home. I did not want, I
Mm,
was just talking to somebody about this the other day. I just did not want to move back to Las Vegas. And it's not that it's Vegas that's so bad. I just didn't want to feel like I failed.
mm,
And so my mother, oftentimes, when I was broke, because I eventually went like flatline, -0,
mm.
you know, after I ran out of all of my money. Um, she said, Mila, come home. And I was like, no, I don't want to move back home. And she's like, you know, you can always come back home. I'm like, I know, Mom. But I just, I can't, you know, I wanted to push. And, you know, that's why I ended up singing background. That's why I ended up um, doing background vocals on projects that y'all will never hear or never know about, probably. You know what I mean? Like I did something, I think, in a chorus for Christina Aguilera. I went to the Bahamas for Joss Stone, and the vocals never got used. But hey, I was there. It was a paid vacation. I did backgrounds for Snoop Dogg on one of his albums. Myself and my best friend Erica Jerry were on a song called Cool. You know, it's a lot of things that people don't know. But that was like the hustle. I was hustling because I just did not want to go back home.
I
So
definitely
any
understand that.
musical project that I could find, like, or that was brought to me, I was with it. And at first I was a little uncomfortable and embarrassed because here I come from this platinum selling group, the front girl, the lead singer of this super, super successful group, and then all of a sudden, like, wait, what is she doing? You know, but it's all on how you look at it, and I had to change my perspective
Mm-hmm.
because I got to travel the world, as a background singer. Like, I became so shucks, probably even more well traveled than when I was with 702. Like, I ended up with a
Yeah.
whole other passport, like, because I was with Macy Gray for most of my background singing years, and she's heavily over in
Mhm.
not just the UK, just in general overseas. That's her
Yeah.
market. And
Yeah.
so I stayed out the country, honey, and I was living my life. It was great. It was at first it was a little, like I said, uncomfortable. It was just, really just new territory. And
That was the rock star life.
it really was. That's what it turned into for real. Because I was like, oh, I'm in the back, so I do have to be responsible and, show up. But I could party a little bit.
There's a documentary film. I think it's called 25 Feet from Stardom. Have you ever seen it?
No, I'm gonna watch it though. Where's it at?
You should be able to pull it anywhere. It's older now.
Okay.
It's been
Okay.
out for a while. And Lisa Fisher is
Oh.
featured in there. And that's
Oh.
her life. That is her exact life. And she
That's
loved
it.
it.
Period. And that's, because she came out with the one song, right? How can I
Hmm.
explain? And I know folks are
Hmm.
like, well, why don't you? But that's like Duran right now. Duran Bernard, who I love so dearly. Duran
Hmm.
is like,
And he's just got Grammy nominated.
I
Just got
just saw
Grammy
that
nominated.
when I opened Instagram to come on live with you, boo. I saw that. And I was like, yes, four times he said. But I just was recently watching an interview of his, and he's just like, people are like, yo, why are you still singing background with Erica when you can, you're clearly a star of your own now? And he's just like, why can't I do both? He's like, I love both. Why can't? And I'm like, right, friend, do both, do you? There are no rules
Hmm.
anymore. There are no rules anymore.
And then
So,
also too, people are looking at it, from the audience view, but what they don't know is that when you are an artist and you're in that world, there are so many other benefits that come with you just being in the room, being with someone else. There's
mm-hmm.
other work opportunities. There's other job offers that come with you just showing up.
That's facts. No, that's true because you never know who's gonna be in the rooms, like you said,
Hmm.
and at those shows and in the crowds. It's so true. Um, Gosh, because executives from television networks show up to these shows, and that could turn into a series opportunity, or like you're
Hmm.
right, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Very, very true. So I mean, listen, I don't regret any of it. It it's a part of who I am. It's a part of my story, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm more than okay with it.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I've been so blessed to still be able to do. That's like me doing 702 and doing solo music. Why can't I do both?
You could do
You
what you
know,
want to do.
I'm not signing nobody. Last time I checked, I was beyond grown, paying my own bills. And singing is just a part of my life. It's creativity. We just had an interview in Vancouver, Canada, last weekend, and he kind of asked like, "Why do you kind of release stuff and then you kind of disappear?" And I'm just like, that wasn't necessarily the goal, but at the same time, at this juncture in my life, age, phase, stage, and age, I think
Hmm.
I said age twice, there are no rules. Like I just said, I can do what I want to do. Thank God, because I'm independent, because
Hmm.
I have no labels that I have to answer to. I
Yeah.
can do what I want to do, and I can do it on my own timeline. I'm a mother first.
Mm.
Zachariah will always be number one. That is who I answer to. Everything else is secondary. So I thank God that my voice is still intact and I can release music at my leisure, and do what I want to do. Because
Absolutely.
as long as the fans just give me grace, and I say that with humility, you know, as long as the fans give me grace, I'm grateful that I'm still able to even make music. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
I've never done anything else in my life. I had one job at 16 for 2 weeks.
What was it? What did you do?
Oh Lord! So I worked two jobs. Okay, because Claire's was the very last one before 702 happened. I was there for 2 weeks. Now, before 702 was even a thing in my life, I worked at the mall for a whole summer. It used to be called the Broadway Southwest, but
Mm.
they later turned it into Macy's.
Oh, okay.
That's my
All right.
job. Yep, that's the only jobs I've ever had, and I was like a kid. Um, a summer, like I said, and 2 weeks, and so from then on, it's been nothing but music, and
Right.
so and entertainment. The TV stuff. Um, getting the opportunity to do Genius Aretha with Cynthia
Mm.
Erivo. You know,
Mm.
I only
Yeah.
had one line. I said, "Y'all about ready?" But that's okay.
You were in there.
Look, y'all ready? Here we go. And I played one of her background singers. Um, and that was just so fulfilling to me. I've always loved acting. I've always wanted to do TV and film. I mean, we went to a performing arts high school, for crying out loud. I did musical theater in school. I was I forget her name, but I was in Leader of the Pack with Rutina Wesley. I don't know if you're familiar.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
we went to school together, so I've always loved acting, and hopefully, I just filmed a new movie last year, right after the tour. Thank you. I was actually the lead in one of my first feature films. I'm super excited. And so hopefully you guys will get to see that 2026. It's called The Strength of Love.
Mm.
And my character is Melody, Mel for short. And I had a wonderful time, but I was so challenged. It was such a challenge for me because I never had, like I said, a role of that extent, like where, like I said,
Okay.
I was like one of the main characters. And it was a heavy role. It was literally the next day after I got off the Queen's R&B tour. Literally the next morning was my call time was like 8 a.m. Literally, and I had been on tour for 30 cities, right? And they waited for me, so they're like, "Girl, we gotta go." Like, sorry, but we know you've been on tour, but we've been waiting. So you know what I mean? There was no time to waste. They had already started production, and so I went straight in, having learned my lines on the road, and it was intimidating. I was nervous AF, but but I feel like I did a great job under the circumstances, and it was a heavy role. I had to
At
cry.
what portion of the year next year will it release? Do you know, first quarter, second quarter?
We're looking around Mother's Day, hopefully.
Okay. So the
Hmm.
reason that I asked is because I would like for you to come back and talk about it to help plug it.
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited about it. It's kind of been on the hush hush, because we're still ironing out some things. It's always some politics in the background, but I'm so excited about it.
Yeah.
Um, and Sean Baker, you've seen him in a lot. He's been on Grey's Anatomy. He just did the Lifetime movie with Sidibe, Gabby Sidibe. He's
Hmm.
he's my lead man. He's my husband. And we actually did the play together where we were husband and wife. There was the play first back in 2017, and now it's a movie.
Well, that made it easier that you already had
It
chemistry.
so
Yeah.
did. Yes, I
Yeah.
was so grateful. I was like, oh, child, at least it's somebody I know. Facts. Yep. So I'm saying all that to say, like, I am just getting started. You know what I mean? Um, I'm excited at 702 celebrating 30 years next year. Me and Misha are going to continue to go full throttle. I will be dropping random nuggets of songs. You will see random visual content from me, like a video to a song or two. It's coming. And I used to feel so bad that I didn't put it out when I said I would, but that's why now I'm not even going to give y'all no timelines no more. I'm just going to do stuff. Because
I
I
like
suck.
it.
I suck at I ain't gonna lie, I suck at the whole calendar of it all. Like, so yeah, it's gonna
So
come when it comes.
I want to talk about your R&B Divas era. How was
Okay,
that for you?
it was cool. It was good. I
Yeah.
didn't have no problems with nobody. I guess I was too boring for TV because I don't have no drama. That ain't my steez. I don't really rock with all of that. Everybody was really cool. I loved Miss Angie. May she rest in peace. She was a
Yeah.
doll. She adopted me from the day Latavia and I stepped on the scene. She took us both and kind of like schooled us both with what's happening, what to expect. Just gave us kind of like this pep talk, and was very just encouraging and supportive. Just an auntie. Like, she was so
Yeah.
hella cool, and she stayed like that with me until even when after the cameras went off. Like, that's just who Angie was.
Wow.
Selena was
That's nice.
always Selena was mad cool. Like, we got really close during that time. She was cool as a fan. Kiki was super cool. Kiki, her birthday's what, like 2 days after mine. And so Um, that's my Pisces sister, Lord Jesus. I said, now, look, Pisces, y'all. Who else? There's a lot of Pisces around here. They're just so outspoken, and I'm really trying to do better because I listen. I love how Kiki was just unapologetic. Like she's so unapologetically her, and
Mm-hmm.
and just so talented. Like just being around all of those voices and all of that talent was it was just a different experience. It was cool though. I enjoyed it. I didn't know what to expect because it was like reality, and I was like, I don't do no, I don't want no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But of course, there's gonna be some because that's what you sign up
Yeah.
for. However, that's just not my nature, not my personality. So thankfully, I didn't have to deal with too much of it.
Good.
Um, yeah, nah. But of course, I know how to defend myself. But like, I didn't have to go there. Thankfully, not to. It wasn't
Would you
too.
would you would you go reality again? Would you do it
Only if
again?
I had something to do with it. If I was part of the production, executive producer, co-creator, something. Because I'm never. What I do know is I'll never trust production. You can't. So you
And
know,
you and a million other people that I spoke to about this subject said the same thing.
yeah. I mean, because you go into it with one thing in mind because they tell you, hey, this is gonna. Well, they told me this is gonna be a storyline. This is what we're gonna focus on, and for the most part, they did. But you better believe somewhere along the way, they're gonna try some shit. They are going to try it. They gonna pull out some stunt, um, for ratings and to you know what I mean. And I ain't got time for all that, especially
Right.
now. Like, I'm just
Especially when you are a brand yourself and then they're manipulating words, in the edit. That's not cool.
I don't have time for the clickbait, and I'm not. You know
Yeah.
what I mean. I'm not getting paid enough now. If it was down to the Bravo with that coin, now maybe I'll have to reconsider. But yeah. But
So
it was a good time. I can't complain. It was
good.
exposure at the time. It was something to do. It kind of not reinvented me, reintroduced me because I had kind of just been off the scene and just had been a mommy. So it was just something to do to kind of just let the people know I was back.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
talk to me about All Eyes on Me. Wait a minute, before we talk about All Eyes on Me, when did you know, at what stage in your career did you realize that your pen game was vicious?
Oh God, you said vicious. Wow, I don't know about vicious. Thank you.
No, it's vicious.
I've always loved to write, but I never really pushed it. Like I said, Misha was more of the writer when we were younger. She loved songwriting. I
Hmm.
always loved it. I always knew I had a gift for it as well, but I
Hmm.
never really pursued it until kind of when 702 broke off and kind of was doing our own thing, when we broke up for a minute. And I
Hmm.
started taking it a little more seriously. I started writing for other folks. I started writing for myself. And that's when I realized, like, and I know that's where the money at, y'all. But like, I don't even. People now are like, why are you just like not writing more? And I'm like, I don't know. I think honestly, I've been doing this whole thing for so long that I've kind of just, if it ain't for me, I'm really not interested. And I know that sounds so selfish, but I'm drained. Like
Yeah.
the keyword is hustle. It's an everyday hustle. It really is. Just because you write a hit song don't necessarily mean you about to win all the Grammys and you know what I mean. I mean, you have a cute check, but it got to hit. It has to
Right.
be a hit. So what I
Right.
think is a hit, what I think is a good song, the masses may not. Do you know what I'm saying?
True.
Um,
Cool.
but I've been blessed and fortunate to work, with some artists who are so talented and
Hmm.
just learning everybody's um, approach to music and everybody else's musicality is just it's always so interesting. But I think now that I'm older, more mature, and I've been through more stuff, I have definitely gotten way more. I've got way more things to write
Oh,
about. We
very,
do know
very good. I love
that.
that.
Yeah.
So my some of my in my fandom, some of your great work for me is some of the stuff that you did with Missy.
Okay.
And talk to me about what you've learned from working from her or what you absorbed from her artistry and how you incorporate it, if it is anything.
Oh, I mean, of course you learn from her because she's just gosh, she's a gem. She's different. She's
Mhm.
very talented, as we all know. The way she writes, I don't even understand her process. First of all, you got to get out the room so she
Mhm.
can, so she can get to it. And then she writes so fast. You come back and she done wrote a whole song, probably laid it down too. And you're like, wait, huh? It's been 10 minutes, girl. What? fast. You know what I'm saying? And she's definitely a perfectionist, but it's so natural for her.
Mm.
She's just a really really gifted artist. She's a really gifted songwriter. Like she's a strong songwriter because it comes to her so easily.
Mm.
And it's not just these it's not just the lyrics, but it's like sonically, the melodies, and you know how she approaches things. It's just these unique melodies that you're not going to necessarily hear that approach, from any other writer.
Yeah.
When it's easy, you know what I mean? You could tell the way she has you stack your vocals. So I absorbed all of that, just the way she cuts, your vocals, and the way she has you to layer certain things. Yeah,
Mm.
she's got a really dope ear, and you do pick those things up. You know what I mean? And we were so young. Like I was 17, I think, when we started recording with her.
Wow.
17.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause she was on the first album, and she was a baby too. Like we were all just green, like
Hmm.
just before she was like, the Missy Elliott,
Yeah.
and we were all just kids. She came to Vegas to record, I think, with us. We were still in school, and she was just jovial all the time. She just laughs all. Missy's silly. She like to laugh, so she gonna joke until, Lord, you just cry and laughing. She loves to laugh. She loves to joke. She's silly, which I love because it brings about a positive energy, into the
Yeah, and
session.
that's a great work environment.
Yep.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I definitely enjoy most of the music that we do with her, that we've done with her. It has,
Hmm.
I think she and I have really a really dope chemistry. Like you could just hear it in the music, like Stilo,
Hmm.
where my girls at,
Hmm.
Gotta Leave, Beat Me Number One. It's just a vibe.
Hmm.
Definitely.
Absolutely. So, all eyes on me. You know that
Yes.
shit is fire, right? You know that
Thank
shit is
you.
fire.
Thank you. Thank you.
I, in my mind, as in the intro,
Mm.
I'm driving down a windy road with the
Mm.
wind blowing,
Mm.
maybe down the Pacific Coast Highway,
Come on,
somewhere with the
PG.
beach on one side of me.
Come on, Malibu. You better give me a visual. Give it to me. Look, give me an idea
That's
for the
what I
video.
feel when I hear it. That's what I
Thank
feel.
you. I'll take
Yeah.
that. Thank you. You know, gosh, one of the songwriters and producers that I work with, Cyrus DeShields. Cyrus, shout out to my brother Cyrus. He's so talented. Cyrus is an artist himself. He sings, he writes, he vocal produces, he does it all. He's so talented, and he's Liberian,
Mm.
and he's been trying. So we started working together years ago on a project
Hmm.
that I started a while ago. But he had been trying to get me to do Afrobeat for a minute, or just at least just try something different, right?
Hmm.
And so he would send me these songs, and then I'd be like, "All right, so I'm ready. Okay, okay, all right, I'm ready." I guess I was moving too slow because I look up and he done went and recorded and put it out. I'm like, "Boy, wasn't that for me?" Like, so finally he was like, I'll be tight because I'm like, I wanted that one, Osiris. Like, because not a lot of times do I record songs that are fully written already. Like I used to back in the day, but now that I'm older, and just in a different space in life, I like to be a part of the creative process of my music, because I know my story. I know what I want to sing about. But when you hear something that's just a no-brainer, like I Still Love You was already written and demoed. When you hear something that you know is just a hit, what are you gonna do? Pass on it because you didn't write on it? Like no. Cyrus played that for me, and I was like, he played a bunch of songs for me. I said he got to All Eyes on Me. I said that's the one. That's special. That's it right there.
Hmm.
That All Eyes on Me is a great record. It's so nice. It really is. And I rarely, rant and rave and brag on myself because I'm just not that individual. But this is a song that I really am proud of. I feel like it turned out so well. It's just a cool vibe. It's laid back. I'm not singing for my life, but it's like, but it's still
And I was
effective.
getting ready to say that, like, your vocal approach is a little different than we're used to. Like, you approached it differently.
Yeah.
It's lighter, it's sweeter, but it has more staccato in it.
Yes, and which
Mm-hmm.
is the Afro vibe. That is
Mm.
the style of music that it is. That was the
Hmm.
So that's great that you picked up on that. That's the
Yeah.
purpose. That's the type of record that it is. And so I just want to perfect that and possibly do a whole, Afrobeat project. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It just feels good. You just want to be on an island somewhere with a cute little drink, you know?
Yeah.
It just feels good. And
Mm-hmm.
I want to do a visual. I have not yet made up my mind because when I hear it, I feel so many different things. So I'm trying to,
Mm-hmm.
like, I haven't made up my mind of like what direction I want to go. You can go so many different directions with All Eyes on
Right.
Me. You
Right.
can.
Right.
Listen, you done gave me one talking about riding down the PCH with the water on the left or the right.
Listen, I got a whole story for you. I got a whole story for you.
So that's coming soon too. I'm definitely gonna shoot a visual because I just think that song deserves one. It's just such a nice song.
Yeah,
Um,
it is.
I wanted to do it when I heard it because it was going to be a challenge, not because it was so hard for me to record, but just because, like you said, it's just different for me,
Mm-hmm.
and unexpected, and that's what you want. That's what I want these days. You know what I mean? Something that's not necessarily typical Mila, whatever that is, and just refreshing. You know what I'm saying? Just something
But I don't.
refreshing.
I don't ever. I can't say that. I would never use the word typical with you. Um, Ever.
Because I'm always trying something different. If you listen to all the singles I put out on my own, they're all different. I experiment a lot.
That's
I
true, but
experiment.
even with the 702, like I there's no way that I could pinpoint.
Mm,
The pinpoint that I can have with you is that your voice is unique in your tone. That's it. And
okay.
that's what we look for. But
Okay.
you can, in my opinion, I think that you could probably sing any style of music you wanted to.
Thank
Because I
you.
love your house stuff. Like I love the
Oh,
stuff with the
thank
house.
you.
I love that.
Thank you so much. Man, it's so crazy. I got to release all this stuff. I got over 100 songs from years and years and years that I need to just. But see, a lot of them are not like mix and master, and they're so
Yeah.
old now. They're like, child, we don't even know what the producers are. So I just want to release, maybe just on my SoundCloud, and just call it From the Vault because
And I was
I've
going
got
to ask you, that was
ooh, I
actually
got
one of
house,
my
I got all
questions.
types of stuff.
Wow. I was going to ask you if you had like a vault of stuff that's not released.
It's ridiculous. I need to just release it seriously. Not for sale. I don't want no problems. I don't want no smoke producers come out of nowhere. But just just so that y'all can hear that I truly have been creative in creating rather, not creative, but that I've been creating music for so long. Um, and I would just love for you guys to hear it because I mean, it's just so many different vibes, so many different styles from when I was living in LA to now. And I've been in Georgia for 16 years and I have
Right.
songs recorded from my 20s. So, like, over 20 something years old that were never released. And, like, y'all just deserve to hear it. Y'all deserve to hear it, man. I mean, because I definitely made them so that they could be heard. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't for my health.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, when politics come into to play, and who knows, I don't know, things happen, and you look up and like 5 years go by, and you're like, why didn't I release this again?
Yeah.
Like, oh, because so and so wanted such and such and this and that, and I was just like, you know what, y'all doing too much. Forget it. Don't even worry about it. But now we have platforms. We didn't have those platforms in my 20s. Now we have platforms like SoundCloud where you could just, upload your stuff, YouTube, whatever, and give you guys a little taste, a little 1 2 1 2.
You ever thought about making something about your life?
I have not. Um, I've been approached to write a book about it, but I feel like it wasn't time yet. I don't want an autobiography yet. But
Mm,
baby, the stories, woo, and the things. People have no clue. And not even just related to 702, just in general, like being in this industry is wild. God, I have seen some things. And thank you, God, for his grace and mercy that I am still here.
I have a question to ask you, and I've always thought about this when it pertains to you.
Mm.
And it's because you are a female with darker skin, you're extremely gorgeous.
Oh,
But
thank you.
have you experienced any bias about your
Like
skin color?
colorism?
Yeah.
So, I talk about colorism a lot, maybe not on public platforms, but I'm going to start talking about it more because it's just so odd to me that it's still a discussion.
Hmm.
That it's still happening, that it's still a question. Like, that shit is. it's bananas. I don't understand it. But anywho, um, I can't say that I have directly, but
Okay.
maybe that's my naivete. Maybe I'm sure there has been some. Um, I was in a group with two sisters who are, you know, lighter complected, light skinned and caramel. But they never treated me like anything like in that way. Never.
Right.
Never. Now the label may have, even though I was the lead singer, you know how the label does. Like one is the voice, one is the look, one is the attitude. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think some of that came into play maybe with that,
And that's
where they
more what I was thinking about, like executives and how they see it, and or how they think the world is going to see it.
right,
Mhm.
so I wouldn't often be in the middle. They maybe put me in the middle here and there because I sang the leads, but for the most part, that wasn't my position on
Yeah.
photos.
Good.
You know,
Good.
that wasn't my no, that wasn't my position on in the photos. Like, no, you're not in the middle. We're gonna put you over here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I can't say that it had anything to do with my skin being darker, but I do know that it is a real thing. Like I said, I've never had any directly, but I've had conversations with executives, producers, just different people in the industry. And like, I remember working with a producer, and he said, "Well, if you're gonna form a group, you got to make sure you got to have a light skinned girl in there." And I'm like, "Do I?" That's
What's
who.
the rationale for that? Like,
Maybe listen. I don't know because I shut down right after he said it. It was like, okay, you're stupid. Maybe
amen to
not.
that.
Um, but I have had somebody tell me before. I have had someone tell me before that I would probably never make it because I was dark skinned. I did have that told to me. So it's sad, and people do feel that because they feel like our world as blacks, as black folks, we do tend to be color struck and have colorism, and there is
Hmm.
prejudice. We unfortunately have such a bias against one another. But where it started way back in slavery days with massa, and we just continued to carry the torch. And then, child, you had the field Negroes and the house Negroes and the paper bag test later on, and
Yeah,
it's just sad that we still like y'all. That's still y'all mentality. It's odd. I don't understand it. It's very sad. It really is. It's
it
it's in
is.
all of our. It's in the music. It's in the world of hip hop.
Yeah, true.
Oh, child, it's a mess. But prayerfully, these beautiful black, dark, chocolate brown girls, young little girls, know that they're beautiful. I pray that their moms did what mine did for me, and she reassured me, assured me, and reassured me, and assured me, and reassured me that I was beautiful, that I was pretty, because kids are mean and cruel. I definitely got teased as a little girl, but I got teased by this one boy who was darker than me, and he would talk, he would, and he would straight just call me all kind of names
Listen,
for
hurt people
pretty
hurt
dark.
people. Hurt people hurt people.
Right. And we were all of 6 and 7 and 8 years old. And
Hmm.
I didn't understand it. I never had experienced that. We were so little. And finally, my mom got up and went to that daggone bus stop, child, with the slippers and that robe on and say, look at here. What you not going to do? But then, as I got older, like, I was unfazed because that was just ignorant to me. I knew he was just, like you said, going through his own stuff,
Hmm.
projecting. Um, and honestly, I didn't feel it or think about it anymore until I got in the industry. I realized, like, God, people really do look at color like that.
Mm.
Look at shades of black. It's just weird. But thankfully, I didn't go through anything too traumatizing in this industry.
Final chapter is all beautiful.
Period.
Right. My sister's in here. My sister Natika Hemingway. She said she would love to collaborate with you. So
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know if you know Natika Hemingway. She wrote Superstar, Usher's Superstar,
Oh, listen. That's a song, baby. She
right?
did that. Hey, girl, you did that. That's a good one. That's a good one. Don't we love Usher? Most of his records are just everything
Yes,
he released. Okay, girl,
absolutely.
I'm around. Listen, I don't know if you live in Georgia like the rest of us, Atlanta, but I'm around. Let's do it.
So so what's next? The single, and you're thinking about the visuals. Hopefully we
Definitely.
get visuals because we love to see you. We want to see you move. We want to see you out there.
Thank you. I definitely want to do a video for that. Like I said, the movie that I shot should be coming out soon.
I hope you
Um,
come back and talk to me.
I would love to. 702 is embarking on our 30th year, so we're going to come out swinging in 2026. You know, we've got some pretty exciting things lined up that we're working on, and that Mr. Taylor's working on. And man, I'm just trying to stay busy. You know, stay on the road, stay active, just keep my mind right. You know,
Yeah,
it's just been a lot. Just losing my
yeah.
mom and losing Irish, it's just been a lot.
So
And
can
so
I
I'm
talk
still
about your
healing.
mom for a second? Can I talk about your mom for a second as another person that has lost a parent? And I've noticed this
Sorry for your
about
loss.
myself.
Mm,
Thank you. Sorry for your loss. Um, I feel like I know my dad even more now that
mm,
he's gone
mm,
because we still communicate.
hmm
Hmm. Yeah,
My
have you had
mom,
the same experience?
well, my mother lived with me,
Hmm.
and when she got her cancer diagnosis, she was living with me prior to even becoming sick, and so her presence is so heavy in my house still.
Hmm.
She has not gone anywhere.
Hmm.
To your point,
Yeah.
child, we talk all the time.
Yeah.
Yes, to your point, I be like, you know, I'll just see something that reminds me of her, or I'll pick up something of hers that's still in my house. Be like, girl, you know, you such and such. What is this, ma? You know, I talk to her like she is sitting right next to me. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's her presence is heavy. She had a big personality, and so she was a strong woman of God, a woman of faith, and she had this infectious smile.
Hmm.
And God, she's just still there. She's just, that's probably, you know, why this grieving process has been so heavy because I see her every day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Every day. Yeah, she
It's a
ain't going.
beautiful thing, though. It's comforting,
It
and I find
is.
it
Yeah,
comforting.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, I just try to hold on to the good memories, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Um, but it's, you know, it's challenging at times, I'll be honest, because like I said about Irish, it's still just like there's just still disbelief, you know.
Right.
And you don't want to be in denial because it is what it is. But you know, as cliche as it sounds, like oh, they're better off, they're no longer, you know, sick or hurting or struggling, or you know, they're no longer going through anything physical and they're healed or whatever. You hear that and you know it's good and you're happy, like hey, yeah, at least they're not in pain anymore. But it's still like
Yeah.
you're still selfish. You're still like
Yeah.
no,
It's that
no, you're supposed to
energy.
be here with me.
It's that presence, that energy of them physically being there that's missing. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? Like I said, I try to hold on to the good memories and do as best as I can as a mom. Um, and I know she wouldn't want me to just sit around and be sad, even though I do it often. But but I know she was a strong lady. She fought my entire life. She fought. She was a warrior. So I know she would want me to do the same. Very
Well, that
strong.
that's where you get that Phoenix energy.
Yeah, for sure.
Hmm.
My
Hmm.
mother was gangster lean. She was so strong, man. I'm so serious. She went through a lot. Like she just has always been a very strong, independent woman. Like from the time my sister and I were little, like we just that's all I saw of her. She just never gave up. She kept a job. She was super creative. God, super talented. Like she just always had a hustle going. She had businesses. She worked for a living and she had her businesses on the side. Like,
Wow.
and she was a minister, evangelist, apostle, you know, saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost. And, and, you know, I just thank her. I thank her for instilling all of that in me. And even at, you know, the peak of my career, the height of 702's career, you know, my mother was just, she always worked. She still got up every morning and went to work. She supported me heavily. And she was just, you know, she was my right hand. She was definitely me. She said, that was your best friend. I said,
Yeah.
yeah. I said, you're right.
That's
Yep, we
beautiful.
did everything together. When she moved to Georgia for me to help me with my son, we did everything together. So
That's
that's why.
beautiful.
Yep,
Beautiful.
yeah. So
Beautiful and a blessing.
It is. It is. I
Yeah,
mean, hey, I have to look at it like I had her for 44 years. Some people don't have their mom for 44 days. Some people never met their mother. Some people, only had their mom for 10 years. Like, I had her for 44 years. She's been gone 3 years now. And hey, she got to meet my son, and
yeah,
he was 13 when she passed, so she got to see him all the way through middle school.
yeah.
So at least there's that. You know what I mean?
Right,
So you
right.
try to find the happy mediums and the silver lining and things, and look at the glass is half full. Try to
Yeah,
stay optimistic.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So,
All we
Miss
can do.
Mila, we're at the
Yeah.
point of the show where I ask my guests, what is your manifestation for yourself or for whomever, whatever?
Ooh. My manifestation for myself is true love.
Mm,
I want to truly. I don't want to find love. I want it to find me. But I want to be
mm.
happy in a healthy, monogamous, God-filled relationship with a man. Let me be specific. with
Gotta be specific.
with a man who is just as loving and endearing, and will love my son like his own, and will truly be a partner. I'm
That's nice.
manifest. I'm
Yeah,
manifesting because I don't want to grow old alone. I don't want to be by myself the rest of my
yeah.
life. I'm a
So even
lover.
with that, like, okay, so since you brought that up, do you date? Because I often
I
wonder, like,
date here and there. I date here and there when I
how,
can, because honestly, I'm at home with Zach so much. Like, I'm a mom.
yeah,
When I tell y'all I am a mom first, I am a true stay-at-home mom. Like, outside
okay,
of 702, my job is Zachariah. Because, like I
yeah,
said, because of special needs and pretty much nonverbal, um, my kid is first.
right.
So I pray that God sends me someone who is just as patient with him, and just as good with him and loves on him like I do. And can be a great father figure. Like, I date when I can, but I don't date often because Zach is number one, and yeah, I'm just not about to. Where I'm gonna take him? Like, where you going? So I'll be out on the scene. Like, no, I
Yeah,
do
I
have a
just,
village. Don't get me wrong. I have a village like but they're out. Like, my sister helps with him. My aunt from Vegas. Like, my family definitely helps. When I need to call in the tribe, they'll come through for me. My niece,
nice.
my best friend. Like, when I need the help, they're there. But overall, like, he's my child and my responsibility. You know
That's
what I
right.
mean? I
Yeah,
mean, don't get me wrong. He's with his dad right now. Don't get me wrong. His dad is in his life too, but we know he always gone, so he stay on the road. So I choose. That's another reason why my music and whatever, just sparingly here and there, because I choose to kind of put my career on the back burner because Zach is number one.
hmm, yeah,
Period. Now,
yeah.
once I get married and have a partner, a spouse to help, then okay, maybe y'all will get a whole album. But for now, yeah. So I
Very nice. Very
manifest.
nice.
I manifest true love, and hopefully, marriage one day.
Well, I manifest for you, and also that he's not a fanboy. Can't be a fanboy.
Oh, period. There's a difference. Well, honey, I could have been with plenty of them. That's why I'm single. Like, we don't do groupies and fanboys and opportunists. I've been with a few, and I cut them off real quick. The discernment is on key, and my mom's discernment was definitely on a trillion. So thankfully, I got her right here. She'll be like,
Good.
mm-mm. That's so true. You called it out. No, it is a real thing, and that's probably why I'm single a lot too, because you don't know who is authentic and real and genuine. Because sometimes people try to get with me, maybe to slide they demo to my baby.
That part. That part.
So it's
That
weird.
part. And so I also write for a magazine, Philly Soul Now, and I pitched an idea to them about you because the music focuses on Philadelphia artists or Philadelphia sound. And I
Mhm.
said, hey, editor in chief, I'm going to be talking to Miss Mila Williams. What if I can get some sound quotes from her about Philadelphia sound, or maybe there's some Philadelphia artists that have influenced you that you can
Of
speak
course.
of, and I can write about you in the magazine.
Well, you already know who has influenced
Not
me.
the obvious though. It doesn't have to be the obvious. It doesn't
Right,
have
I'm
to be
about
the
to say,
obvious.
Music Soul Child, of course, Jasmine Sullivan, um, of course, Jill Scott, the usual
Hmm.
suspects. You
Okay.
know, we love, oh God, the husband and wife team. I love them so much.
Kindred.
You know, Kendrick, hello, his family,
Hmm.
so love them. Who else is from Philly that I love, love, love? It's too many folks from Philly that I can't even think of right now off the top of my head. And when I hang up with you, and be like, dang, I should have said. um, God, I don't know. Marsha Ambrosius, I don't. She's not from Philly. We know she's from the UK, but she lived there for years.
Yeah.
And I love me some Marsha. I love Marsha Ambrosius. I
Yeah.
love her
And she's
so much.
another one. She has a very unique voice. Very
Very unique
unique.
voice. Yes, I love her so much. They
Yeah.
used to say that about Stephanie Mills too. A very unique
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah.
And I had somebody tell me. I think Miss Shirley Murdoch. Shout out to Miss Shirley Murdoch. So sweet. I did a play with her
That
back in the
singing
day.
lady. She's a singing,
Yes,
singing,
yes, she
singing
can.
lady.
Love her. She told me one time that I reminded her of Stephanie Mills.
Oh, wow.
My voice. I was like, I'll
Yeah.
take it. I'll take it.
So not only will you be here on Conversations with Chica Evans, I'm going to put you in Philly Soul Now, and we're going to talk about All Eyes on Me. So
Okay.
I would like as many ears to pick up that project that can hear it because
Yes.
it is so fire.
Yes, please and thank yous. Please support me and download All Eyes on Me. Um, and just all my music really. Go put in It's Mila. Excuse me, that's my social media. Just put in Mila on all digital platforms and my children's album will pop up. Stupid in Love that I did years ago will pop up. Some songs I did when I was with E1 will pop up. Of course, the duet that I love so much with myself and music,
Hmm.
called Give It to You, that'll pop up. There's also a video out there on YouTube. Like, so just put my name in on digital platforms and just show us just a little independent love. Thank y'all.
That's right. That's right. And
I'm very much.
I remember now when you said we probably met before. On my other job, the Stephen Knight Show, we had you on there as a guest.
Okay,
That's
see,
what it
I knew
was.
I wasn't crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, you're not
I
crazy.
I remember that. I sure do. I sure do.
Yeah.
I remember that very much. Yep. I remember Stephen Knight, that show. I remember
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah. Miss
Nice.
Mila, thank you
Yeah.
so much for your time. I so
Thank you.
appreciate it. Come back and see me, and we'll talk again. Lights, camera,
Okay, I
action
would
time.
love to. Now
Yeah.
don't be surprised if I have Mr. Taylor to send you a little email list of my other Philly artists when they come to me.
And that's all right too. That's all
Okay,
right.
cool. All right,
All
cool. All
right.
right.
Be
Thank
well.
you.
Peace, sister.
Have a good one. Bye bye.
You
Bye,
too.
y'all. Thanks for tuning in.